As you can see, we've been getting all this rain, and today it's a little drizzly, a little wet, but that's a great thing for the garden. But it has caused some problems that I'll show you here in a little bit as I enjoy my cup of coffee for the day. I'm going to do some talk about water and keeping everything, the right amount of hydrated. So we've been getting all this rain, which is, I don't want to say unusual for this time of year, but it's certainly a nice little change of pace from what you'd expect in, the desert. So all this rain is great. The trees are loving it. You can see this peach tree coming in just this year. So much green growth on this thing. Look at these leaves, like just massive. All this new growth. It's looking great, right? And I've been keeping my watering way down because we've been getting all the rain, and using things like these Oyas, which are great for containers. So you fill them up, they'll kind of hydrate the soil, when you're not watering every day. And that's the thing, is in Arizona, it's really easy to think we need to water a lot because it's a desert, right? But what happens, and I've run into this issue in the past, is that I drown out the trees or I drown out the plants because I'm overwatering. And so with all this rain, I've been using this year to kind of back off on the watering quite a bit and just rely on the rain. But that did cause some problems because it didn't keep raining. It's raining today, obviously, but earlier this week I had a little scare. I do have these moisture meters, which I find pretty handy. So you can measure the moisture level, the nutrient level, the pH, and the light. And so I've been keeping an eye on the moisture in this bed and kind of using that to get an understanding of how much water these containers need. Because like I said, this year I've been trying to go a little bit easy on the watering. Don't want to drown things out. But all the rain was giving me this false sense of security. I was thinking, oh, they'll be fine. And I'll show you in a second why that was a problem, because I got some strawberries that were not looking so good, and it kind of wilted and kind of fallen over a couple days ago, and gave me quite the shock, thinking, oh no, have I lost them? Thankfully, I caught it real early, which is why it is important to be in your garden every day. Just keeping an eye on things. The plants will tell you real quick whether they need water, if something's going on with the food or the sun. As you can see, everything's looking real happy, real lush, real green. The peach tree, I just absolutely love it. But it's important to keep an eye on the watering, not doing too much, not doing too little, and really dialing it in, kind of looking every single day what the plants need. I'm going to fill up some of these other Oyas while we keep talking. So you can see in this bed, got lots of sprouts coming up. Hopefully you can see them in there. Real little, some flowers coming up. Hopefully we'll get some peppers and tomatoes filling in there. Everything's real nice and small. Looks like carrots coming in. So that's looking really good. And you can see how much these tomatoes have started to take off. I mean, this tomato's looking great here. And just keeping an eye on them, trying to get them to grow up. And that's the beautiful thing about gardening and growth, is that things start really small and they take a long time to get established. But once they do, they start to thrive, and they really love it. This tomato I cut back. If you've seen it before, there was lots of just extra veg on there that I didn't need, and really just trying to focus on fruit production. So cut a bunch of the extra foliage off, left a good amount so that it can still kind of survive and thrive, and we'll just watch that as it grows up. Lots of fruit on there, flowers starting to set more fruit up top. Things are looking great. This pepper plant is still low and slow, man, low and slow. There are technically 3 of them, and that might be the problem, that they're just crowding each other out. Hopefully I can see this get some more vertical growth on it, but I do have quite a few peppers on there already that are kind of coming in, but I haven't seen a lot of the vertical growth that I would expect. And yeah, things are looking good in here. Gonna fill up these Oyas over here. They definitely don't need it today because we have had all this great rain, but it's an easy thing to forget about. And the beautiful thing of these Oyas is you fill them up and kind of set it and forget it. So as long as you stay on top of it every couple days, depending on how fast they drain out, you'll be fine. And keeping things like these tomatoes in here going strong. This mulberry tree is just really looking great. A lot of the fruit is starting to turn color. So you can see lots of red color coming on. Still quite a while before they turn purple and they're really tasty and edible, but so far so good. And every branch is just covered with this mulberry fruit. I really do love mulberries. They taste great and are really easy to grow on those trees. Back here I got these other containers and I just one more Oya to fill up. This makes it really, really easy to water these types of containers. So I've been playing around with the irrigation and how many days do I need, trying to do just 1 day a week right now, but maybe based on some of the feedback of some of my plants, maybe I need to do 2 days a week. Maybe the rain just isn't getting them enough as I thought it was, which is kind of the case as things grow. They need more more water sometimes, and it was this strawberry over here that gave me the biggest scare earlier this week. It had just kind of completely wilted, completely collapsed, and you see with just some extra water, keeping it hydrated, it's sprung back to life and just doing great. Even look at the strawberry. I mean, gosh, it looks so perfect. I might just have the kids come out here and eat it right now because it looks like a perfect strawberry. So I just put this in this year. I'll let it keep growing and continue to thrive. This blueberry bush in the middle, some people have commented that blueberries really like acidic soil, and that's something I had heard, but I haven't really tested the soil yet back here to see what it is, what I need. They are notoriously hard to grow in these conditions, blueberries, but kind of was one of those things I just wanted to see for myself how it would do. And you can see it's got some leaves coming on. They're not looking real great. They're kind of that pale yellow, which is not what you want to see, but I'm curious as like an experiment to see, okay, I put these strawberries here and these clearly love it. That strawberry's doing well. I got some other stuff. I think these are asparagus seeds that ended up in here that are kind of sprouting up. And just to kind of see what grows, I took the same approach with this moringa tree here. You can just see how tall and majestic that is. When I first put it in the ground, it was just a seed. And it did terrible the first year I put it in. But then I amended with compost and mulch. And now that was 1 year of growth, and you can see all the new growth coming off. This apple tree has been more or less the same ever since I put it in. Things like this guava have really thrived here. This citrus, we've talked about that before. And this mulberry tree, this Pakistan mulberry, so much fruit on here that it will start to turn purple here, maybe in, I don't know, a few more weeks at least before we can eat and enjoy that. Propagating with these cuttings. That's another kind of experiment, work in progress, just seeing what works. There's so much you can read online that are for so many different climates, different conditions. This peach tree, look at all the peaches coming on here. All the blossoms have started to set fruit. So much fruit just beginning on this peach tree, and it's not even fully woken up yet. It's kind of the interesting thing about this one is that it goes in these stages, which, something I'm still trying to figure out. Feel like, got to figure out what works the best. And, for my yard, my conditions, my climate, my soil that I've continued to try and build the biology of it, the microbiology, through compost and mulch and proper watering year over year over year, doing experiments like throwing in these wildflower seeds. These are more strawberries here, but lots of wildflowers coming in there, and seeing how much do I need to offset the watering with the rain, with the irrigation that I have, just dialing it in, because it's also going to change as the seasons change. This fig tree, another experiment that was just a cutting from the other corner fig tree and just putting it there and seeing, okay, is this going to work? It should work, but can I prove it? And that's what I love about this, is just seeing the growth, the explosive growth, because for as much as it's a slow process, watching things kind of become established and slowly grow. And, I'm not going to get peaches off this tree this year, probably not even next year. It's a game of patience. But in the day-to-day, you can see so much growth actually on a small scale. Even these little sprouts that start to come up here, they just start getting established, and eventually that'll be, hopefully massive plants for the size of the container, right? Hopefully one day this peach tree can really fill in the space. At least that's the goal. So getting the watering right, tackling the stuff with nature, the rain, and whether that's frequent or infrequent, managing that this time of year, especially in Arizona, not really what we're most used to. I'm kind of used to dry conditions and doing all the watering myself. But when I got Mother Nature helping me out, giving me some extra water, I'll take it and then dial things in as necessary. It's really fun to see the growth, and I'm excited for these tomatoes here. One of my sons just absolutely loves tomatoes. So once these turn red, those are going to be straight to the kitchen. And then same thing, that strawberry over there, I might call them out here in a minute just to say, hey, enjoy it. This mulberry tree, once these start to actually turn and fully ripen, there's nothing better than just picking berries right off a tree, because there's more than you could ever eat or enjoy. Certainly one person. So it's invite friends over, have everyone kind of enjoy something that has been years in the making now, but now it becomes those memories, those great occasions where we can pick fruit right off the tree or grow something right in a pot in a container, and just taking care of it, making sure that it grows well to the best you can do. And, you know, mistakes will happen, things will die, and that's totally fine. It's all about, you can always put another seed in the ground. You know, one thing dies, it's not the end of it. If a tree dies, that's maybe a bigger deal, but even that, you can always take a cutting, you can always propagate some more. So don't get discouraged. Enjoy the rain, certainly on special days like this, when it is a little bit of extra hydrated in the garden, and you just do the best you can. Every day there's some new small thing to fix, to optimize, to adjust. So I'm really excited to see how things are growing and really enjoying this weather, because not only is it nice for me, but it's also nice for the plants, and they certainly love it. So looking forward to more harvests, hopefully a little bit bigger than this one strawberry, but that shouldn't take too long.